Welcome learners, I am Dipankar Vasumadhuri, teaching English in Gajera Rural School, Surat. Welcome learners to this video lesson. In this lesson we'll discuss the power of music, a humorous poem, a nonsense verse written by Bengali poet Sukumar Ray. Now in Bengali, nonsense verse means abul tabul verse, abul tabul poem. This is a humorous poem. He talks about a man who tries to sing and his attempts to sing scares everybody. His voice is so hoarse and bad to hear that nobody wants to listen to him and everybody wants him to keep quiet. But he goes on singing and ultimately a goat comes to the rescue of everyone. The goat comes and rams his head into the man, and from that day onwards he stops singing. So we'll read the poem once and then discuss it in detail. The singer's name is Bhishmalochan Sharma. This goes like this. When summer comes, we hear the hums of Bhishmalochan Sharma. You catch his train on hill and plain from Delhi down to Burma. He sings as though he's staked his life. He sings as though he's hell-bent. The people, dazed, retire amazed, although they know he is well-meant. They're trampled in the panic, rout or languish, pale and sickly, and plead, my friend, we're near our end. Oh, stop your singing quickly. The bullock carts are overturned, and horses line the roadside. But Bhishmalochan, unconcerned, goes booming out his broadside. The wretched brutes resent the blare, the hour they hear it sounded. They whine and stare with feet in air or wonder quite confounded. The fishes dived below the lake in frantic search for silence. The very trees collapse and shake. You hear the crash a mile hence. And in the sky the feathered fly turn turtle while they're winging. Again we cry, we're going to die. Oh, won't you stop your singing? But Bhishma's sword beyond our reach. However we plead and grumble, the welkin weeps to hear his screech, and mighty mansions stumble. But now there comes a billy goat, a most sagacious fellow. He downs his horns and charges straight, with bellow answering bellow. The strains of song are tossed and whirled by a blast of brutal violence, and Bhishmalochan grants the world the golden gift of silence. So let's see the poem word by word. The first line is pretty easy to understand. When summer comes, we hear the hums of Bhishmalochan Sharma. When summer comes, he starts singing. You catch his train on hill and plain, from Delhi down to Burma. So wherever you go, you can hear him singing. You can hear his strain, music being played or sung. He sings as though he's staked his life. So he sings as if his life depends on it. He sings as he is hell-bent, as he is determined to learn singing. The people dazed retire amazed, although it's well meant. And the people are dazed, they ultimately give up, retire amazed, though they know it's well meant. But they know that this man is harmless, he just wants to sing and tries to do it. They are trampled in the panic. When they run away from him, they are trampled by panic. They are crushed by panic. And when they try to run away, a chaotic situation is created. And some language they are forced to suffer. And they become pale and sickly because of Bhishmalochan's singing. And they plead, they request, my friend, we are near our end. We'll die. We're near our end means we'll die. Oh, stop your singing quickly. What happens when he sings then? These are the effects of his singing. The bullock carts are overturned and horses line the roadside. And horses stop and line up by the roadside because they are surprised. They wonder what's happening. But Bhishmalochan, unconcerned, without any care. Unconcerned means without any care, goes booming out his broadside. So he goes on singing in a booming voice, shouting loudly his broadside. What is broadside? Broadside is an aggressive attack of words, an argument. You do that when you argue. Though he is trying to sing, it appears he is arguing with something. The wretched brutes resent the blare, the hour they hear it sounded. And the poor brutes means animals resent, hate the blare, the noise, the hour they hear it sounded. The hour, the moment they hear it playing. They whine and stare, they complain and stare, look steadily, with feet in air or wonder, quite confounded. And since they're surprised, this is how animals behave when they are surprised. They stick one leg up and with their ears cocked up, they look, and that is how they are looking, trying to figure out what is happening, and they are quite confused, confounded. The fishes dived below the lake in frantic search for silence, and the fish also dived down into the lakes frantically, urgently, looking for silence. The very trees collapsed and shake. And what happened to the trees? The trees collapsed and shook. You hear the crash a mile hence, and you can hear the crashing sound of trees falling down from a mile away. And in the sky the feathered fly turn turtle, and even in the sky the fly falls upside down, or even while they are flying. Again we cry, we are going to die. Oh, won't you stop your singing? But Bhishma's soared beyond our reach. But Bhishma has soared, gone up. Soared means gone up, beyond our reach. However, we plead and grumble. He cannot hear us because he has gone beyond our reach. Our requests, our complaints are of no avail. The welkin weeps to hear his screech. Now the poet says that his singing is like a screeching sound made by tires on the road. The welkin means the sky. The sky also weeps. Hearing is singing. The mighty mansions tumble. Even the big houses, mansions means houses. Big houses tumble. They shake. They roll down, tumble down, collapse. But now there comes a billy goat, and most sagacious fellow, and a wise fellow, a billy goat, a huge goat with horns, comes. He downs his horns. He puts his head down, getting ready to charge. He downs his horns and charges straight, with bellow answering bellow, and he yells out a noise for every noise made by the singer. The strains of song are tossed and whirled by a blast of brutal violence. He ramps into the singer, and the singer and his singing are all tossed into the air. And Bhishmalochan grants the world the golden gift of silence. And from that day onwards, he stops singing. He ultimately gives everybody silence. That is the poem. Let's now talk about the questions and answers. Extremely stubborn or determined to do something. And the answer is hell-bent. Sudden feeling of fear or worry. The answer is panic. Make a high loud sound. Screech or bellow in an urgent manner. The word in the book is frantic. And fall to the ground is collapse. This is question number B1. How far does Bhishmalochan's voice carry to Burma from Delhi? List 3 things that happen as a result of Bhishmalochan's singing. What happens when he sings? The sky weeps. The trees collapse and the fly turns upside down. These are 3 things that happen when he sings. How is the weather affected by Bhishmalochan's singing? It starts raining. The sky weeps. Why do you think the people's pleas are not heard? The pleas are not heard because he is out of their reach. Which 2 instances in the poem are the funniest according to you? Give reasons for your choices. One is when the goat rams into him, and the other is the fly turns upside down. Okay, now let's move on to the next questions. Question number C1. This is reference to context. But Bhishmalochan, unconcerned, goes booming out his broadside. Who is Bhishmalochan? The singer who disturbs everybody to sing loudly in an unpleasant voice. Question number B is asking, what does the poet mean by booming out his broadside? He means to say that he sings loudly in an unpleasant voice. What concerns should Bhishmalochan have according to the poet? He should have concerns about others' comfort What does the word unconcerned tell us about Bhismalochan? It says that he is indifferent. He doesn't care about other people's likes or dislikes, comfort or discomfort. He downs his horns and charges straight with bellow answering bellow. Who is the he here? The billy goat. Why does he charge straight? Because he wants Bhismalochan to stop singing. Explain the second line in the extract. For every sound the singer makes, the goat answers with an equally loud sound. And what happens as a result? Bhisma stops singing. Everyone gets silence at last. Okay, question number D1. Bhismalochan's singing made everybody's life difficult, but he was only doing what he loved. Do you think he should have stopped, or should people have respected his right to sing? Give reasons for your answer. Well, I think that he should have respected other people's need for silence. If he wanted to sing, he should have taken care that other people were not disturbed. And since he did not care about anybody, since he was unconcerned, indifferent, somebody had to take some action. If you met someone like Bhismalochan, what advice would you give him or her without hurting him or her? Well, we'll tell them to stop or her to stop as politely as possible. If he doesn't, then we may have to take some action like complaining to the police. Okay, that's all for today.